Little Princess, the Spoiled Princess by Sigel Adler, illustrated by Fairy M and Lintan Pandu. There once lived a king in a grand far-off palace, along with his daughter, the sweet Princess Alice. The king loved his daughter, gave her all he had, so she would be happy and never feel sad. He wanted to make her the happiest girl, but she didn't need one more diamond or pearl. So he called for a tailor who rode from afar to sew a new dress so she'd shine like a star. The tailor worked hard to stitch every seam. Frilly and jeweled, that dress was a dream. The king was thrilled with how it turned out. Now she'll be happy, he wanted to shout. The time came at last to give her the dress, the loveliest thing she could ever possess. He sent servants out to bring her to see the loveliest dress that there ever could be. When she held up the dress with its glitter and gold, she glanced at it like it was tattered and old. Then dropped the dress, it fell down in a pile, and the king didn't see a trace of a smile. The king, disappointed, set out to find a gift that could change the princess's mind. Maybe she's bored or she wants to keep cool. What she needs, he said, is a swimming pool. The king brought workers who sweated for weeks, digging then hauling in water from creeks. As Alice would frolic, she'd swim and she'd play. I'm sure that I'll see her sweet smile today. The princess stared at the pool's aqua brim, but she didn't look happy or dive in to swim. She dipped in one toe, then yanked it back out. It's cold, she complained, and gave him a pout. The king felt so sad, but then, oh, of course, I'll make her so happy, I'll give her a horse. He brought her his own, a black racing steed, just one little smile, that's all he'd need. She looked at the horse, with its mighty gait, and then she declared, It's not all that great. I wanted a different one, maybe pure white. No thanks, she said, this horse is not right. The king didn't know just what he should do to make Alice smile and stop feeling blue, so he rode off on a very great quest to a wise old man who always knew best. When he came back from those far distant lands, he greeted the princess with two empty hands, shrugged and said, I've done all I can, but you're still not happy, so here's a new plan. You must leave the palace where you once played. I found a poor family who all need your aid. Perhaps in their home you will breathe and run free, and learn how to smile far off by the sea. The princess started to wrinkle her nose. A poor family, a shack without fancy clothes. She left without saying goodbye to the king, though he had given her every good thing. The servants brought her to that distant town, then dropped her off, no sign of her crown. The girl went into the shack where they led, and saw the small room, the shower, the bed. This place was no good, it just made her mad, with its plain brown bread that tasted so bad. When the poor family all lay down to sleep, all she could do was feel sore and weep. That night she could barely get any rest, but she had no choice, she was stuck as a guest, and just when she finally started to snore, they awoke her to give her their very first chore. She tried to refuse, I'd rather just play, but they said, you must work to earn your stay. You're here to help, said your father the king, now please fetch the things that we need you to bring. Here Alice worked, for there wasn't a choice. No one would listen if she raised her voice. Her hands went soft, grew bruised and cracked, and she wore out all of the dresses she'd packed. If she ever stopped or dared to complain, the mother told her so simple and plain, here we must work, those words ringing true. With two little boys there was so much to do. The princess no longer had all her fine clothes, just rags she could wear in the dirt if she chose. But despite this she still looked lovely and meek, and the sun by the sea put a blush in her cheek. Time passed, and nobody noticed at first that the spoiled princess who had been the worst now ran with the children who'd once only stayed away. She'd fly through the yard, always wanting to play. Alice, who'd once been so pampered in vain, now savored the things that were simple and plain, like the taste of strawberries, the touch of a hand. It gave her a feeling she did not understand. On her birthday, they all said, "Cover your eyes. Just wait and you'll see a lovely surprise." Of course the princess wouldn't dare peek, but heard the door open with one gentle squeak. When she looked, eyes wide, she grinned in delight. Her father, the king, had traveled all night. He was amazed when he saw her broad smile. Tears of joy poured down his cheeks all the while. "I was wrong," the king said in a low voice and gruff. "You didn't need presents, that's just not enough. I promised to be there and spend time with you, and love you forever. Can we please start anew?" The princess wept as she gazed at his face. "I was wrong too, as I've learned in this place." They hugged a great hug and cried a bit more, and thanked the poor family, then opened the door. Their carriage waited to offer a ride, with a gift for the family tucked inside. "You don't need that," they said, eyeing the sack. "Please," said the king, "for I have Alice back." The princess promised to come back again, for leaving them truly caused her great pain. Got in the carriage and waved to depart, went back to the palace with love in her heart. And the sack the king left was filled up with gold, to care for them all as they played and grew old. Their family would never know hunger or need, for they'd given him love, the best gift indeed. If you liked the story, give it a thumbs up below, and if you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.